voices shouting through the night. Static hum that shakes the ground, Rift Nation rising loud, profound. Feel the fire, feel the fight. We're the shadows in the night. Crashing waves, we take the stage. Unleash the fury, turn the page. Steel strings, scream the truth we bring. Echoed chaos, hearts that sting. Electric veins that feed the roar. Harder, faster, crave for more. Dust and sparks ignite the air. Shattered silence, do we dare? Tidal force, relentless stream. We're the edge, we're the dream. Feel the fire, feel the fight. We're the shadows in the night. Crashing waves, we take the stage. Unleash the fury, turn the page. Rift Nation, hold the line. In the chaos, we align. Through the storm, through the pain, we're the anthem in your veins. Feel the fire, feel the fight. We're the shadows in the night. Crashing waves, we take the stage. Unleash the fury, turn the page. Rift Nation, hold the line. In the chaos, we align. Through the storm, through the pain, we're the anthem in your veins. Broken screens and flashing lights, voices shouting through the night. Static hum that shakes the ground, Rift Nation rising loud, profound. Feel the fire, feel the fight. We're the shadows in the night. Crashing waves, we take the stage. Unleash the fury, turn the page. Steel strings, scream the truth we bring. Echoed chaos, hearts that sting. Electric veins that feed the roar. Harder, faster, crave for more. Dust and sparks ignite the air. Shattered silence, do we dare? Tidal force, relentless stream. We're the edge, we're the dream. Feel the fire, feel the fight. We're the shadows in the night. Crashing waves, we take the stage. Unleash the fury, turn the page. Rift Nation, hold the line. In the chaos, we align. Through the storm, through the pain, we're the anthem in your veins. voices shouting through the night. Static hum that shakes the ground. Rift Nation rising loud, profound. Feel the fire, feel the fight. We're the shadows in the night. Crashing waves, we take the stage. Unleash the fury, turn the page. Steel strings, scream the truth we bring. Echoed chaos, hearts that sting. Electric veins that feed the roar. Harder, faster, crave for more. Dust and sparks ignite the air. Shattered silence, do we dare? Tidal force, relentless stream. We're the edge, we're the dream. Feel the fire, feel the fight. We're the shadows in the night. Crashing waves, we take the stage. Unleash the fury, turn the page. Rift Nation, hold the line. In the chaos, we align. Through the storm, through the pain, we're the anthem in your veins. Feel the fire, feel the fight. We're the shadows in the night. Crashing waves, we take the stage. Unleash the fury, turn the page. Rift Nation, hold the line. In the chaos, we align. Through the storm, through the pain, we're the anthem in your veins.
The engine is starting up.
For launch, GC, go. Guidance, go. Fido, go. Prop, go. GNC, go. Max, go. Eagle, go. Ecom,
Go pending final steps to cabin link check.
3, 2, 1.
Is there anyone here that would like to communicate with us? Can you give us a sign?
Welcome to the Rift Nation Network, the RNN, putting a slide in your glide and a dip in your hip. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe. With shows throughout the week, you can find us at Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and more. Everything you could want, everything you can need right here, right now. From the paranormal to the supernatural. From comedy to the spiritual. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
It's showtime, folks!
Podcast may contain material that some listeners may find sensitive, offensive, or disturbing. We strive to create respectful and informative content, but topics discussed may include mature themes such as violence, explicit language, or controversial subjects, triggering content including discussions related to mental health, trauma, or other sensitive issues, explicit language. Occasionally, our guests or hosts may use strong language. While we aim to handle these topics with care and empathy, we encourage listeners to exercise discretion. If you find any content distressing, consider skipping or seeking support. Remember that this podcast is not a substitute for professional advice. If you need assistance, please consult a qualified expert.
slow down, breathe deeply, reconnect with yourself and the universe.
Oh my goodness, I really got to learn to get that to go. Sooner or later, I'll remember to take that rather so it just doesn't go and then stop. So, I know. I keep forgetting to do that. So, welcome, everybody, to the Cosmic Cushion Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Susan, and
Linda Nelson, good to see you guys. Welcome.
yeah, so we have a bit of a tough topic today. So, and this topic is something people hesitate about talking about. So it's going to be a little bit out there, not out there, but the information is just based on things, especially with we have holidays coming. There was a lot actually happening. We don't know if somebody's like lost someone or if there is, family dynamics or something that's not the way they used to be, or it could be something that's you know, chemically what's that word? Chemical imbalance in the brain.
Physiological, maybe? Is that it?
Yeah. It's like I couldn't think of the word. It's like, yeah. And it goes, no, you're not saying it. Now, don't forget, guys, to like, subscribe, and
I'll
follow
get there.
all of the Rift Nation Network channels. So
Yes.
today, we're going to be talking about depression and anxiety. So, yeah. So if you guys need help out there, message in. If you don't see us live, listen. You never know. Maybe some of the information we give you will help. So, yes.
And just I'm gonna let you know a little something that happened to me this past week. Well, I got a cold. I'm getting over that, so that's great. But my cat of 15 years, that was what I consider my spirit cat, and I was his person, passed away. I had to take him in to have him put to sleep on Saturday. So I've been a little sad myself. And like Susan and I were saying, we both have been through different grieving processes with different things and different people in our lives, and different, when even losing a job can cause some kind of depression or anxiety with people. So we have a little bit of experience with life that way.
Yeah. I'm kind of old, so
we're here for you.
Oh my God.
I'm not saying anything.
Oh, I don't care. I'm old. I'm proud of it. I'll tell you my
I am
age,
too.
61.
Oh, I got you beat.
Really?
Yeah, I'm 68.
Damn. Oh, yeah.
I earned every wrinkle.
Rest in peace, Dolly Parton.
I saw that. Oh, she was such a good woman.
Yeah, Dolly Parton did pass today. That would have been something I think my parents watched, was Dolly Parton. So rest in peace.
I used to watch her.
And
I loved
love
her.
and stuff goes out to the family. So hopefully you guys are doing okay and taking your time. It's kind of ironic, though, when you think about it. Dolly Parton died, and we had planned on doing a show on depression and anxiety. So
yeah. It's amazing how the universe kind of converges. So I have to think that I'm not the only one, and you're not the only one that need this topic. And
exactly,
if we don't talk about it, people won't know, and people will feel like they're alone. But nobody's alone in having to go through this, although you feel like it sometimes.
Yeah, you do. Even when you talk to people, you still feel like, well, they don't get it. They don't understand. They don't know what it's like. And that's what it is. And we're here to tell you, yeah, we do know what it's like. Whether it's a chemical imbalance or whether that something happens, we all go through that. So we all do, for whatever reason. Now, if somebody is going through a period where they do get depressed or anxious because of a sudden change or a sudden loss, that's something that we do all go through. But there's also what is known as like a chemical imbalance in your brain. The chemical imbalance in your brain causes severe depression, manic depression, bipolar disorder. These are all conditions. Anxiety, chronic anxiety. These conditions are caused by that. And that's what I like to call, like, people, they say, people that are like handicapped or special needs, okay? Yes, believe it or not, those are silent. Nobody sees them because it's
Right.
not out there. The handicap, the mental handicap, is not out there in the world for everybody to see. Okay, it's like you're sitting there, it's like, what are you depressed for? It's like sometimes, guess what? You don't know. It's
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah, you don't
oh,
know. You
you
don't
know,
know, and there are physiological reasons for it. Sometimes
yeah.
it's not always something obvious.
It's not like, as far as depression, we're walking around with a service animal and have been through PTSD, um, or we have like been in the Army, Navy, or Marines, and we're coming back and we're trying to readjust, and they have service dogs for that. A lot of individuals that were just kind of like born this way or had something happen. You can get a chemical imbalance from a fall. If
Yeah.
you hit your head a
Yeah.
certain way, it causes a chemical imbalance. So those individuals that they suffer in silence. Thank you. That's the words I was looking
Yeah.
for. You suffer in silence. Well, don't
Violence.
suffer in silence. We're here for you. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to let you guys in on a secret that you probably don't even know about me. Okay. I suffer from bipolar disorder. Yes, I do. I have bipolar 1. My mood fluctuates up and down all day, sometimes depressed, sometimes anxiety. And I'm here and I keep going. And there's
I didn't know
balance.
that.
There's a lot of things you can go through. Nobody knew. I've
I
never
didn't
said
know
this
that
out
about that.
loud. This is it. Guys, I understand. It happened when my daughter was an infant, and I went to fill in for my friend, and they didn't sand the lot. So not only did I end up with trying to figure out what was wrong with me, the bipolar disorder, I also broke my back at the same time. So yeah, so I ended up with double. Hey, guess what? This is what you get for helping somebody out. So those type of situations. So I slipped. My feet went out right out from underneath me, and the way that I hit the back of the head, eyesight went. Chemicals were imbalanced. Bones were shattered and broken. All of this happened then because even if I had like a mild version of this, it was always I've never known. I've always
Yeah.
been a goofball. I've always been like this. So, and then, you discover, and I'm letting you guys know this so you can share too. You can share. A lot
Yeah.
of people will look at me. My gifts went haywire as far as because I've always been like the empath and the thing. Everything just like expanded and went haywire, the psychic abilities and things when that incident happened. But when you get the benefit, like the psychic gifts and things happening, you get the other side, which will balance it out, which is, the back that's broke, that, functions, but not 100%, and then the chemical imbalance and the eyesight leaving as well. And that's why I'm legally blind in one eye. It's weird because I didn't hit the front of my head. It was all back here that hit. So when you hit back here, that's something that happens. But 100%, I have been through it. I've lost parents, so I do understand that. I've lost a child. I've lost animals. And yes, I do have bipolar disorder and I
Yeah.
function with it every day. So this particular topic is an amazing topic. You
Yeah.
guys are
Well,
not alone in this.
while we're disclosing, I do take antidepressants, and I didn't until a year after my granddaughter passed away, and I found that I needed something. But the amazing thing and is that while I was getting better that way
Yeah.
through the antidepressants, things were I was noticing, and my family was noticing that grandma's not getting freaked out over a thing like dirty dishes in the sink or little things like I used to.
Right.
So yeah, what Susan was saying is sometimes when you start getting better or you start taking care of those things and they're getting healing or however,
Right.
you'll notice other things that have been maybe with you for a while.
Exactly. And that's the thing, guys. And that's the what I love most about this. We're not sitting here sharing our tales of woe. We're here telling you that we understand, we explain it, we do a lot of research behind it, including last minute research where Miss Linda had to take the 20 pages on this topic and actually narrow it down for us. 20 pages of information over
We
here
love
to
this
narrow it
because
down.
we're
Yeah.
learning stuff at the same time that we're teaching you.
So not only that, but we have, and again, we're going to start because we have all this information, so we might as well start reading it. And like I said, I'm not sharing this to give you a tale of woe and oh, poor me. No,
Yep.
that's not what this is about.
No.
I am sitting here sharing this saying, guess what? Okay, I have this and look at what I'm doing. Okay, Linda has that. Look what she's doing.
And
So
we're
in
all
other
here.
words,
We
we don't
understand.
allow this crap to beat us. We don't. Okay, I think that's an awesome applaud for us.
Yay.
I don't know. It has this little sound effect thing. I haven't figured that out yet. So let's
Have to-
start right off with holistic treatments for depression and anxiety. And there is nothing wrong with taking an antidepressant and also holistic, doing the holistic approach as well. Because it's like, say, if you're on a very low dose of a medication, you use part of the alternative at the same time. It actually really works.
Yep.
So what we're talking about is the core idea right here right now. Depression and anxiety responds best to a whole person approach. That's why I like holistic, the whole person approach, that actually blends lifestyle changes, natural therapies, and evidence-based medical care. These methods actually target the inflammation, the gut health, stress philosophies, and brain chemistry, not just the symptoms. I really do believe that the government should allow healthcare to be taken for holistic individuals. I really do believe that.
Yeah.
Yep. So let's see. Number 2 here, biological foundation is what we have. And then you can go over to number 3. Number 2, biological foundation. Okay. We have inflammation and mood. Okay. They're connected, just like your chakras are connected to certain conditions. This is too. Okay. Depression is increasingly understood as partly an inflammatory condition. Did you guys know that? Chronic low grade inflammation, which is poor diet, stress, inactivity, and poor sleep, can dispute neurotransmitter production, alter or affect your blood and brain barrier, which is very important, and trigger fatigue and low mood and withdrawals. Now, the gut and the brain connection here, 90% of sertraline is produced in the gut. Yeah, sertraline. Now, gut microbes, sorry. Gut microbes influence mood through the gut-brain axis. So, diet directly shapes the metabolical environment within you and your brain.
This is all new stuff too. Within the last 10 years, 5 or 10
Yes.
years, I think, that
They
they
didn't
realized
know
that
this
there was
back when my parents were around.
no. So
No,
all
'cause they
these
used to
people,
take
all
them,
these
"Oh,
years,
look, go to the sanitarium, send them to the." They didn't
right?
care. It was just like they didn't know, so they put them all there.
And they certainly weren't feeding them all that well.
No. Okay, so nutrition and food. Your turn.
Nutrition for mood.
Yeah,
We've
what
got
she
key.
said.
That's okay. We get so goofy. Key nutrients would be omega-3s, fatty acids, flax, and walnuts.
Mhm.
I don't know why they don't teach this stuff in school. They should.
Exactly, they should.
And they should provide it and when they have meals there. But anyway, B vitamins, B12 folate, which is leafy greens, fortified grains, vitamin D, sunlight supplements, magnesium, which is nuts, seeds, and greens, zinc would be oysters, beef, and pumpkin seeds. And sunlight, I've heard you only need to go out like for 15 minutes a day and then come back. And you don't have to like spend your whole day in the sun.
But
And you probably don't want
on
to.
the East Coast, where I live on the East Coast of the United States,
Yep.
most individuals here do have to take a vitamin D supplement because the sun is not strong enough in this particular area.
Seattle was like that in the wintertime too.
That's like this year round. All right. Go ahead.
So, anti-inflammatory, a Mediterranean. Now I can't talk. Mediterranean style eating reduces depressive symptoms. That kind of diet actually is so good for all of us. And then a 12-week dietary trial showed clinically significant improvement with that
Now,
kind of
what
eating.
would be considered a Mediterranean diet?
That's things like hummus, chickpeas. What else do they have? Tofu, not necessarily, but they have like there's paneer. There's the whole grains. They use a lot of whole grains like bulgur and lentils. Those are wonderful for you. And lentils is what's really interesting about them is that you can cook with them and hide it. They'll pick up the flavor of whatever you're cooking it with, which is
Wow.
really cool. So yeah, a lot of those whole grain things and fish, plenty of fish if you can eat it.
I love fish.
Yeah, I do.
I can
too.
live off it.
So, and they eat a lot of lamb, which I think
Yeah.
is grown a little more humanely and with a little better than cows or beef.
Yeah. I don't eat cow. I don't even drink cow's milk. I drink goat's milk. So me
And
and beef
they
don't
do
get
have a
along.
lot of they do eat a lot of goat too.
Yeah,
It's just
goat's
like
my thing.
So, oh my gosh.
I know. I'm trying to make this as smooth as possible here, guys.
You got me. I'm picturing this nanny and Billy goats. They're so cute, but they are noisy. So supplements. There are some herbs like ginseng that may help, but you really need to talk to your doctor because there's some that can interfere with it. And like St. John's wort is good for it, but it has serious medical interactions. That's when you want to talk to a naturopath, a holistic person that knows this stuff, and your doctor, pharmacist.
Yep. Yeah, you really do. My physician, I'm really lucky to have a physician that will prescribe the vitamins versus the chemicals. So I'm
I
really
had
lucky
one
in that
for a
aspect.
while. I
Yeah.
loved him.
Yeah. She's
So then
really-
there's life's. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I said
All
she's
right.
really
So-
cool.
I wish she was all over the place for us.
Mm.
So then there's lifestyle interventions, exercise, which I've been reading more about this. There's strong evidence that shows if you exercise, it'll lower your depression risk and can help improve your symptoms.
Mhm.
The mechanisms for that is endorphins. They lower cortisol. You get better sleep, hippocampus, neurogenesis. And they're saying 150 minutes a week with moderate activity and consistency matters more than intensity. So even a slow walk will help. That's like 20 minutes a day, maybe a little bit more than that.
My favorite is putting music on and dancing while I'm cleaning.
Right. And you can
So to me, it's a win-win.
There's so much music that's good and just like get your
Put
feet
music
going.
on the TV, dance around, act goofy, wait for your 30-year-old son to come through the door and act like you're singing on the broom just because he goes, mother.
When I started getting some range of motion back, I could
Yeah.
barely walk or stand up, but my grandson was little enough that we would watch Mickey Mouse together.
Yeah.
And Mickey Mouse has these dance breaks.
Yeah.
So the two of us would stop for a couple minutes and do Mickey Mouse dance breaks.
Yeah.
And it helped. It
really does.
helped.
And it's fun. And it doesn't have to be something that's serious, but you go to the gym and you're going, you know, because not all of us can actually do that. I mean, if you like swimming in the pool, go to the pool.
Are you there? Are you there? There
Yeah,
you
I'm right
are.
here. What happened?
Okay. I don't know.
What'd I
You
do?
froze for a second.
Oh.
Okay. So then mindfulness and meditation that can reduce rumination, which is thinking about this thing over and over and over again, and your stress reactivity. And the effects can often appear after 8 weeks of practice. And again, it doesn't have to be for hours. It could just be for a little while here and there. But the consistency is important. And then yoga and breath work. Yoga reduces depressive symptoms. They may increase calming GABA activity. And breath work activates the parasympathetic nervous system. And these things, again, are things that, maybe yoga instructors and gurus knew, but now they're being studied and they're being proven, and we're finding more out every single day.
Exactly. And guys, if you can't afford to actually go to a yoga studio, guess what? There's YouTube.
And they're
YouTube
good.
is
Some of those are really
awesome.
good.
Cool.
There's
You
even
know,
there's
you can
even
do
chair yoga.
Yes, I was just gonna say that. Wow, same wavelength. Because you can do chair yoga, you can do light tai chi. If you can't get off your damn, do chair yoga, do something.
Chair yoga is
There's
simple.
always
Like
a way. Yeah.
one of the things I do is try to go like this as far back as I can, hold it
Mhm.
for a few seconds, and turn around and do this, and that helps my back a lot.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of things you can actually do. Complementary therapies is what we have. Evidence in supported. Exercise, dietary changes, meditation, and yoga. They always recommend yoga. And like I said, if you can't do the downward facing dog or the tree or the one leg thing,
Oh
improvise
my
with the
gosh.
chair. The one leg tree.
I,
It's like
I
I can
struggle.
picture myself falling over on the chair trying to do the tree. So
I struggle the tree too. And so what I do, I've learned I can hold on to the wall or a table, and then I can have a little bit more balance, and I don't have to
I
worry about
lean my
falling.
back on the wall.
Whatever works, I
Yeah,
think is fine.
yeah, I think
You're
so.
doing it. You're doing it.
Yeah, but I prefer just being goofy and just my thing. But
Of course.
moderate to limited evidence. Okay, there's moderate to limited evidence on whether or not these following things really do work. Acupuncture may reduce symptoms. Evidence is moderate. St. John's wort helpful for mild depression, major interaction risk, which she said. And again, I don't believe in this one. Reiki and reflexology supported benefits, limited scientific data. Every nerve ending in your body ends in your feet. Why wouldn't reflexology help? Sorry. Okay. And also, can't even pronounce this one.
Ayurveda.
Ayurveda. What?
Ayurveda, I believe is hot. That's close. That's as
What
close
she
as I can
said.
get.
Technical support limited to modern trials. Now, creative and natural based therapy, which I do believe. Art and music therapy. I believe that music can soothe a lot, or being creative also, whatever kind of art it is. Wilderness therapy, going above nature. You can do it in a group. Especially where I live, you want to be more than one person. Some people can actually walk out in nature by themselves, which is good. Group therapy. If that's your thing, I definitely do it. It actually reduces the isolation and
Yeah.
my tongue is tied and I swear I've had my coffee. Supports recovery.
So yeah, that one is hard. It's hard to like pull yourself out to go to a group like that, but
Yeah. You know,
once you do it a few times, you get so much support and so much out of it. I can't really stress that enough, but it's hard.
if you can't physically get out of your house, what if there was a group created, a support group? You know,
There are.
this online.
There's
There's
quite
tons
a
of them.
few.
You can just join in.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you doing? I'm feeling a little down. Somebody else comes on. Hey, listen, because you all have the circumstances of just not being judged based on what
Mhm.
you're saying, and that's the biggest thing. Getting out there, a lot of individuals will feel they're being judged.
So I'll tell you this about the art and creativity. I'm a firm believer in that. Um, after my granddaughter died, I got an interest in art and I started painting. So I paint. I do painting now. I've also done like my ex-husband and his wife were coming up here because my daughter. I live with my daughter and
Yeah.
they were coming up to see them, and they drive me crazy. It's like just so my anxiety is through the roof. I did crocheting the whole time they were here. I just, went off in a quiet place and I crocheted Afghans. I can't tell you. I probably made 2 that week.
Headphones.
But yeah, keeping busy with my hands, creating. Gardening is another good one because you're getting your feet close to the earth and your hands into
Oh,
the
yeah.
dirt. It's very calming. And I believe that it's wonderful.
I miss my plants. I can't do that here. I've always had plants around every house. Even if I was renting, I always literally decorated the mulch, the putting the flowers in the plantings, the planters. I've always done all that. But it is what it is. So now let's see. Let's get into 6, which is safety with medications. And this is the thing you have to know, and that's what we talked about earlier is literally consult your physician. You can
Right.
consult your pharmacist, but it would be a lot better to consult a physician to know if there's any interactions in this. Okay.
Plus, they'll
So,
be able to moderate your medication if they want you.
exactly.
If you're insistent, you want to try it.
Yes, exactly. So, safe to combine exercise, diet change, meditation, yoga, and sleep hygiene, of course. And again, use caution with St. John's wort, high dose supplements. They say you want to be careful with those, and stopping meds abruptly. Unsafe while you're getting medical support. There's even with like a supplement, stopping it is not actually very good. Not very good at all.
Big
Hello,
change
Miss
to your
Cindy, and
body.
hello, Heidi. How you doing?
I can never
Yeah.
see
So,
everybody's chat.
it's on the side. You have to just open it up. It says chat. You click the chat button.
Oh, jeez. Oh my gosh.
We both have blonde moments. I think that's why we get along so well.
I can't believe this has been here this whole time. Jeez.
That's okay. That's okay. I've done that too. So, all right. So now let's do timeline, and then we'll have Miss Linda get into the very long, detailed number 8.
Oh, you saved that for me.
Yes, of course. I did. All right. Timelines, exercise. Exercise. The mood actually lifts immediately. And it sustained changes in 4 to 8 weeks. Exercise does. Diet is measurable improvements in 8 to 12 weeks. Meditation, consistency changes in 8 weeks. Yoga, it's gradual improvement over weeks. So it takes weeks for that to come.
Yes. So it's a lot of
Yeah. A lot.
getting used to inconsistency and building that up in your body, building the good things, all that good stuff. So we're on holistic versus conventional treatments.
Yes.
So we have SSRs and SNRI, which are neurotransmitter modulation. There is strong evidence for using them, but there are some possible side effects.
Yeah.
And then CBT is cognitive restructuring. You usually will do that with a therapist, and there's very strong evidence for that, which is why they almost always use it. And the onset of that is 6 to 12 weeks. You may be uncomfortable for a little while emotionally as you go through this, but if you keep at it, you will find some difference and improvement. Exercise, the endorphins and the neurogenesis, that's strong. That's 4 to 8 weeks and low risk. Have you guys ever gone where where you exercise a whole lot and I forget what they call it? You end up getting that euphoria thing because of the serotonin level or something. I forget what they call it, but runners get it. They call it a runner's high. So this was years ago. I can't do this now, but at one time I was doing this class and I forgot what they called that, where you're riding on a bike and with a class.
Yeah.
And I hit that runner's high that time, and it was the most weirdest thing. I had tears coming out of my eyes, not because I was sad, but I think things were being released by that kind of exercise.
The endorphins, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was amazing. I was very surprised. And then you've got diet, which is your inflammation and your gut health. That is so important.
Yep.
And there's moderate to strong evidence for that. And that you can see in 8 to 12 weeks. There's no major side effects. And then you've got meditation, which is rumination reduction, that where you're thinking about this thing over and over and over again. That brings that down.
Yes.
And that's moderate to strong. And that's 8 weeks. And surface emotions may come. And that's how you get it out of your body, because once you can recognize it, you can come up with a plan and start getting that through you and
I
out
think
of you.
one of the first things I did when I realized I had an issue after the accident was I always read fantasy books, like way out there, witches, warlocks, and vampires, and anything that takes me out of reality. But I like an author where you can picture the scene in your head, and it just took me away and helped me, And then I used to, believe it or not, I had this weird theory. I used to watch a horror movie. Now, if my life isn't as bad as that, and I don't have some guy in a mask chasing me around with a machete, I must be doing pretty good. That's my theory on horrors.
That is so funny. Yeah, I haven't been able to get into horror. I mean, when I was a teenager, you go with your friends to stuff, but I will not even watch them. My kids were telling me when I first got here they wanted to watch Scary Movie. And I'm like, I'm not watching a scary movie. I will not watch that with you. And they're like, come on, Mom, Grandma, it's not that, it's not what you think. So I did watch it and we laughed, but
Yeah, a
yeah.
lot of them are kind of funny, and if once you've been a paranormal investigator, was a paranormal investigator for years, so a lot of the stuff on TV, it's like, yeah, that's fake. Like, yeah, that's not real.
And
So
I
that's
have a lot of friends that really love it, but I'll like go out of the room. You guys enjoy. But I know what you're saying about the books too,
yeah,
because they can transform you. They can transform where you are. My mother taught me when I was really young. I loved books, and
yeah,
she taught me to read early. And she would say, you can go places when you read a book.
yeah,
And she also taught me some visualization things, which I don't know
yeah,
how she did it, but she did. And so I could visualize where I was in this book or what they were talking about, almost as if I was like going there in my mind's eye.
yeah.
It was,
Like you can
it's
watch
books are
a movie,
amazing.
books based on movies, but you don't get all the information that is put in that book.
True.
You
That's
really
true.
don't.
That's absolutely true.
Just pick the category that really interests you.
Yep. And you can
Really
get
does.
lost in that book and you can
Yes.
forget about all the things that are going on outside of where
Yes.
you are.
Yep. Yes, you can.
So
So
that's it for the holistic versus conventional. Now, I would say that there's benefits in both, and I really love being able to work and kind of magically work them one with the other.
yeah, I
We
agree with
met.
that too. I really do.
So
So
then we've got building a sustainable plan,
you.
which is combining the approaches for additive benefits
Hmm.
and habits one at a time to avoid burnout. They say 30 days, it takes 30 days to build a habit. So try one of these things for 30 days and see how you feel at the end of your time.
Yep.
Expect nonlinear progress and focus on being consistent long term.
That's a big issue for some individuals. It's the consistency. Because once an individual gets into that anxiety state or that depressive state, it's hard to get out of that to continue.
Oh, let me show you something, you guys.
Ooh,
This was
okay. What
taught
do you
for me
got?
by a fellow hypnotist and NLP person, and I've showed my grandkids this too. If you are feeling exceptionally anxious, sit up or stand up, take a water bottle. It doesn't have to be heavy, and just pass it back and forth in your hand. And you will notice after a while that anxiety will start to subside. And just do that. I mean, I'm already feeling good.
That's why some
Feeling better.
people, like, they're at a meeting, believe it or not, and they'll fidget with a pen, or they'll sit there and they move, or they have to continually, like Italians, talk with your hands.
They were probably onto something.
Yeah, because it keeps that energy type thing. I notice I talk with my hands. I'm not Italian, but
Yeah,
I'm
it lets
even
that
underneath the
out.
camera, my hands are going a mile a minute over here, which is hilarious. So
Usually for me, it's my leg will be shaking. I don't know
yeah,
why I do that, but people, my family notices because a lot of them do it too.
yeah, and it's just
Is
all of these things. Be right back phone call. You got it. So all these things you can actually do to help yourself out. Now, spiritual meaning-based practices, and that's what we're talking about. Spirituality, not religion, not get up and go to church. You're working on your spiritual self. Doesn't matter what your religious beliefs are, they're different aspects of things, okay? So you need to work on spiritually on you and your beliefs, like Native Americans, they're really into the land and the sun and the moon, but so are some of what you guys call pagans or Celtics.
Right.
There is Christians, Catholics, there's every different type of religion. There's nothing wrong with any of them. It's just being more spiritually in the now and
Dealing with yourself
you.
and nature.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a
So
hard one for some people to do that because they can't. It's hard for some people to disassociate that from being the pious religious stuff, but it
yeah.
doesn't need to be that way.
It's just a lot of like a Christian church, you have to donate so much. A Catholic church, stand, sit, kneel. I never did understand that. My mother was a Catholic. I never did understand that. My father wasn't. So it was like stand, sit, kneel has nothing to do with it. It's like, why? I was the type that always had to question everything. You have to stand, you have to
That's not a
sit, you have
bad
to kneel.
thing.
I said, what is the point of this? Is somebody grading me on whether I'm standing, sitting, or kneeling? And she's shh, shh. It was like I never
I have
understood.
had some of my most amazing spiritual experiences, and they're things that like touch my heart, and
Yeah.
I can feel it by sitting by a tree or underneath a tree, or
Yes.
sitting on the beach and looking at the waves in the ocean. It's
Yes.
it's kind of like that kind of thing.
When I'm
It's very
thinking,
personal.
and everybody's different, but when I'm thinking and I feel a little low, the beach is the place. I like to go to a beach that's like nobody's there and just sit
Yep.
and listen to the waves and the ocean and the birds. And I love that. I've always
Yeah, we
done
had
that.
a little park when I was going to high school that I used
Yeah.
to have to walk through getting to and from there, and sometimes I would just sit out there and I would write or draw. I
Yeah.
like to write too.
But sometimes depression, believe it or not, like say, I'll pick on myself. I grew up on the ocean. Literally, we had a private beach. So that's what I was used to. That was my happiness. That was my joy. And then now that I'm older, I'm in the city, I feel trapped. And a lot of that because I feel trapped. There's so many people, this. I'm not used to all of this noise because that's not how I grew up. So you could have a location issue that will trigger some depression or anxiety states. It really is. There is so much that can be done here. All right, let's just
Yeah.
this real quick. Meaning, purpose, and connection supports long-term recovery. And again, we're talking about depression and anxiety. Can include faith, creativity, community services, nature, or personal rituals. There's nothing wrong with that. Like if I need to solve an issue, I'll go to where my parents and my grandfather and grandmother are built, and I'll sit there and I will talk to them for a bit. Now, if I'm like just like, okay, I got to solve this. Now, if I'm feeling a little depressed and I need to relocate myself off to the beach, I go, I'm feeling low on energy. I drive through the forest. So those are rituals. Literally, those are rituals that help me. What are some of the rituals that help you?
Me? Oh, I love the mountains out here. I've been so much calmer, I think, having this here. I don't like being in the middle of the city either. But when I was growing up and I was a little girl, up till I started high school,
Yeah.
we had a big backyard. There was an acre of property. I could walk back there. There was a little tiny grove of trees, and
Yeah.
I built myself a fort there. I put moss on the ground, and I would
Yeah.
sit back there with my books and my writing. And then also a little bit farther behind there was a stream running along the way, and I could see tadpoles and
Yeah.
little fish and frogs, and there was a big apple tree there. So those were two of the places that from my childhood that are really special to me. And when I can find trees, water,
Yeah.
something pretty like that always is kind of calms me down and makes me feel at peace.
Exactly. And these things, these memories that we do have of that moment in time is something that we can work with. It can actually assist you. What was You guys, what was that moment in time where you remember that peace and that tranquility? Try to refine it again. I mean, sometimes you can't bring back the person, but you can bring back the memories you had. Like when I
I feel,
miss my grandmother, I'm in the kitchen
yep.
because she used to, that's where I was. She was always showing me baking. With my mother, I remember, we used to watch movies. We had movie night. Friday movie night was the thing with me and my mom. And during the commercial, we'd always run to the kitchen like little kids to get a snack to come back. I mean, these are goofy things I remember doing. So it's just the memories that you have. Bring those back by doing those things again, because what you're doing is, not only are you doing it for yourself, you're doing it for the one that you missed. If you're dealing with some a passing of an individual or a pet, even a pet,
Exactly.
like you recently went through a cat. There's a virus going around here for dogs, so I've been very careful with Otis. But one of the ladies on my floor, she lost her dog. So literally, I mean, it was a shock because there's this some type of forget what they call it. There's a virus and it's in a certain area around here. So you have to be careful because when dogs walk, you can travel.
Yeah. Yeah.
So those are things. And what does that bring? Anxiety.
So
Exactly.
yeah, this morning when I woke up, I was thinking about I could almost feel my cat kissing because he used to do this, and
Yeah.
he kissed my chin and give me little love bites or lick my forehead. So I could almost feel that, and it kind of made me feel better.
Yeah. And they do that. I used to smell my dog, and then you feel the brush, or you smell them in the air, or you can hear that distant howl, and it doesn't mean that you're crazy, guys. It literally means that they're visiting you. As far as animals, people are the
Yeah,
same way.
I
People are
believe
definitely
that.
the same way. All right, let's see. I'm
Quick
gonna read
tools.
one more, and then we're gonna have Miss Linda take it away.
Ready?
I know. You got to have that little bit of laughter too. Quick tools.
Of
Okay.
course.
Anxiety in the moment. Okay. Grounding with movement. Okay. And I think that's why I like the beach. I stick my just feet in the sand and I wiggle
Mhm.
them. Okay. Gentle physical activity, creative expression, and breath work. Because they tell you take a deep breath, just slow down the part of the anxiety. Depression, and again, mild depression, nature connection, a gratitude practice, things that you're thankful for, of course, comfort objects like the inner child work. What's wrong with that? I mean, I collect Scooby Doo. I have no issue with that. I don't think I'm a big kid. I just think that I'm really awesome at collecting things. Yeah.
Yep.
So, soothing sensory tools, clay. You know how you used to play with Play-Doh
Yep.
when you were a kid?
It's
You can get
legit.
polymer
Yep.
clay and make and create things. What's wrong with that? You're creating something. You're playing with the clay. I think that's why I
Mhm.
like when I make the homemade bread, I'm sticking my hands in
Yep.
the dough and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that.
Very physical.
Yeah. So it's fun. It's soothing. Okay. Linda's turn.
Okay, anxiety and depression. Here's a snapshot. Anxiety would be worrying, tension, racing thoughts. Your thoughts are going a mile a minute and
Mhm.
jumping from one thing to the next. Depression tends to be low energy, sadness, loss of interest in doing anything, including the things that you love. Shared would be sleep issues, appetite changes, and irritability. So those can happen from either anxiety, depression, or both. So overlap, it's common to have both, and one can often trigger the other.
Yes.
Now, this is important when to seek professional help.
Yes.
And you seek help if you experience symptoms lasting for more than 2 weeks. If you have any thoughts of self-harm, please reach out. Major functional impairment, like if you can't even get out of bed, or you can't even pick up a dish to wash your dishes, anything like feed yourself. Major functional impairment, I said that right, oops. Severe appetite and sleep changes, if you find yourself either sleeping too much or being awake more than you normally would. Sometimes that can be indicative that you need help.
Mhm.
And then using substances to cope. A lot of people do actually have things where they're self-medicating themselves. A lot of addicts are self-medicating, and that's they're not getting the help they need if they didn't go to their professional, or the professional wasn't listening to them or didn't help them in the way that they thought they would, which it comes back to, if you're not happy with the professional medical person or psychology person, find someone that you are and that you resonate with, because they're out there, and it may not be the first person you call.
No, it might not be.
And then there's the suicide hotline here. Make use of it. They're usually manned 24/7, and there's always somebody you can talk to. Worst case, you can call and get yourself admitted into the hospital emergency room, and they can set you up with resources.
Sometimes there's your local crisis center too. Usually, if it's a severe anxiety attack where it's just come on sudden, they can usually talk you out of that as well. So,
and I just posted the suicide and crisis hotline down here in the chat. So if anybody needs it.
So there's actually a lot. Jesus Christ, I think someone's at my door. People should know to leave me alone right now. Isn't that funny?
You need to grab it.
Just you talk.
Okay, we'll keep talking. I used to have a problem talking. I didn't talk a whole lot, but believe it or not. So there's a lot of information that we shared with you tonight, or today. Why am I saying tonight? But there's a lot more, and you can go down, like most of the stuff that we talk about, you can dig in a little further to some of these to find out more information on it. And what we're telling you today, they may come up with another 5-10 years, something even better. Not sure what that would be, but all of this is, they call it fledgling science, especially the nutrition part, where, the foods you eat can affect how you feel. I like a bite of cheesecake once in a while, and I don't feel bad about that. I used to eat a whole cheesecake. Well, I don't do that anymore, but I can sit down and have a couple bites of cheesecake, and I'm like, oh, this is so good. I'm really enjoying it. And it makes me feel good. Comfort food.
I think the thing is individuals, when you're going through a depressive state, you have a tendency to add things on it. Like, you're going through this depression, say if you have like a chemical imbalance, and then all of a sudden it's like, all right, you don't feel right because your nose isn't straight, your ears stick out too much, you have a stomach, your legs don't look like the hot models on TV. You know what? Who cares? Literally, who cares? It's not about that. When you go through these things, this depression and this anxiety, you need to stop adding and piling up everything. Learn to work holistically with anything that it is that you connect with. Like, I have crystals, I have a sunstone. I literally highly recommend. A lot of people will say rose quartz. Okay, rose quartz is self-love. A sunstone brings sunshine in. I wear it every day, and it helps me immensely. But somebody else might be more conducive to a different type of crystal, or it would be a different scent, aromatherapy, or literally having a sachet with plants, like a medicine pouch around you, because you're connected to that as well. So it's what you're connected with that makes you feel good. Literally, if the color purple with pink polka dots makes you feel better, girl, go for it. That's the way I feel.
My pink chair. My pink chair and the sparkles in there.
I think I'm the only person that can make fun of myself.
I love that hat and the other one.
Too big. Literally. Guys, come on.
I think it's cool.
And I will do this live. So that was my first attempt, but that's okay. But back before I started working on myself, and I think a bunch of you will find that as well, I used to get so insulted. I'm dyslexic. I can't spell right. And I used to get very insulted when people corrected my spelling. And now it's like, okay, how do you spell this? I think it's once you get more comfortable and you put the work in, it's easier to deflect the anxiety, the negativity, because
Not
you're cool with who you are
and
as an
not sweat the
individual.
small stuff, right?
Exactly. No crying over spilt milk.
Oh yeah, that was a big one in our
Yeah,
house. My
that
mom
was
would
a big
always
one.
yell at us for spilling milk. You can imagine 4 kids; it happened almost every day. But I made a vow to myself: I will never yell at my children for spilling milk. So even when they were
Exactly.
little, I'd hand them paper towels and I'd kind of take their hands and show them how to clean it up. But yeah, I've never yelled at them for spilling milk. Thankfully, I've done other, not a perfect mom, but that was one thing I made it a vow
Nobody's
to do.
perfect. We talked about this. Nobody is perfect because it does not come with a written set of instructions.
They
There's no
should, but they don't.
instruction manual. You can read every Dr. Spook Spock book or whatever there is. I'm sorry, but it's just not gonna be conducive
Yeah,
to everybody.
no,
There's no such thing as an instruction manual when it comes to parenthood. You wing it and
that's for
pray for the
sure.
best.
Yep, and you're growing up with your kids too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I wanted to say one more thing about this,
Okay.
and one thing that I've seen happen to people a lot is somebody will go on medication and it will be helping them, and they may have a side effect from it and decide that either they don't need it because they feel better on another particular day
Right.
or something, so they'll stop taking their medication abruptly.
Right.
And then that can be cause serious issues. Please get a hold of your doctor. If
Right.
you have a side effect from some kind of medication like that, get a hold of your doctor and see if they can change it to make it easier for you.
Yeah. Like my middle sister, poor thing, she's allergic to so much. With her, she breaks out in hives and swells up, so she's got to go in the ER
Oh,
all the time. So she's she's allergic to a lot, the poor thing. But there is a lot that you can actually do. Like I said, crystals, aromatherapy, sound healing. Find something you enjoy. It doesn't matter if you are an expert or if you're good at it, do it anyways. I love doodling and drawing. I can only do stick figures, but what the hell? I have a good time making them. So,
yep,
and that's
that's
the thing.
right.
Do what it is. Find something that actually brings you joy. Try new things and
Color
do it.
outside the lines.
Yeah, I do. I'm cool with it. I make abstract art.
And crystals are really great for like helping you
Yes.
just kind of focus, meditate, look at them. If you hold them in your hands, sometimes you can feel them vibrating and they'll warm up,
Yeah,
and that's really kind of cool to focus on that for a
it
while.
really is. You know what? There is a way for you to tell. Let me pull just a couple out here. All right. So when you're holding your crystals, you say you're right-handed. Sorry, get the camera. If you're right-handed, don't hold the crystal in your right hand. That's energy leaving. Okay. So you would hold it, you take the crystal and you hold it in the palm of your hand. And if you start to feel the energy or something from that crystal, that one is meant for you. So, in other words, somebody could say, I recommend this. Like I say, I recommend Sunstone. Well, go through the crystals that bring out joy and happiness, find the one that's for you. And you're saying, well, I'd like to try that one, but you're not sure. You could pick up an amethyst, put it down, or pick up a different amethyst, find the one that's right for you. And it works the same thing. If you're a lefty, hold it with your right hand, because the
It,
opposite hand you use all the time is the energy coming in, and that's what you want. You want the energy to come with you as far as crystals. Now, as far
my
as herbs, I
grandson
couldn't tell you.
My grandson loves my crystals, and
Yeah.
he will sit there and put them on his hands. And so I've taught him, what are you feeling? Do you feel anything when you're holding that? And he notices. So I'm teaching him how to notice those things.
Yeah.
The other thing, we would take walks, and I'm like, what do you see here? And so, what do you hear? So if you have kids, that's a great way to connect with them
It
and
really
teach them
is.
about the environment around them.
Yeah, and it gives them those happy moments to actually go back on as well.
And it's an
That
extra
that
tool.
memories work better than any present. I've always said that, and I just truly
Right.
believe that. And a lot of some individuals will say, because I hate insulting people, some people will be more into the gifts and the possessions, and I'm more into the quality of time and the energy that that person puts in to, to speak, to joke, to laugh, or just to hang out, because
Sit with
that
you, yeah.
that's something you can take with you everywhere. You can't literally rings break, jewelry breaks, cars break, houses break. Memories don't break.
And I really believe they live on afterwards.
Yeah, they do.
I can talk about that, but I have my sister sent me this badge that my grandfather had when he was working, and when she sent it to me, I opened up the box and I, looked at this, and it still had his picture. It's leather. It had a safety pin on the back where he held it, and I held it in my hands. And do you know, I was 3 when he passed away, three and a half.
Yeah.
A memory came just like flooding on me, like you see in TV. It was like,
Yes.
whoosh. I was back there, and he was holding me, and I was playing with his badge, and he took it off and gave it to me. That was just like,
Exactly.
that's a memory. It's still with me after all these
Exactly.
years.
So build those positive memories. What if you were walking on the beach and you were depressed, and all of a sudden just a certain scent or smell, and I always use the beach, but something all of a sudden brought you that joy. Pick up a rock, pick up a shell, pick up a piece of sea glass and bring it with you, because
Wade in
that,
the, like you said, the smushy toes in the sand.
yes, I love my squishy toes in the sand. Yeah, I love that. But it's a lot of fun, and it's a memory. Take that memory with you. Always have that. I have nothing else, and not sure what we're going to talk about. I have a couple of ideas in my head. So next week I'm not really sure, but I had one idea and I'm not sure how to go about it because see, I was thinking about a generational gap. And what I mean by that is, as a mom, then you too as a mom, sometimes when your kids come home and they're talking their slang, you have no idea what they're saying.
It's true too. It's very true. How do you
Not
relate to them? How do you
so
relate to them?
it's like, speak English. Yo, I'm talking English. What?
Well, and did you notice sometimes you'll say something from when you were younger,
Yeah.
and they will give you that same look back?
What's that? So I was thinking something generational, make it a little light, make it a little bit more fun. So I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll come up with something. We'll stick our heads together and we will
Right.
come up with something for you guys. So I'm going to say peace out. And Linda, you may end this.
Thank you so much for being with us. I love you guys.